All right, I am a total moron. I forgot to click the live button. Thank you, everybody, for being so patient. That was great. Like a total moron. I did not click the live button. I was sitting here talking to an empty, to a mic that was turned off for like 10 minutes. Not quite 10 minutes, but 5 minutes, excuse me. Only about 5 minutes. But yeah, felt like 10 minutes. What a wonderful way to start the evening, right? That's the first time I've done that, actually. I'm amazed that it's not happened before now. Okay, so let's start it off with a thank you to Fallen Angel for the subscription. I don't know if this is continuing. Actually, I do know if this is continuing. But it might be recorded as a new subscription. But either way, thank you very much, Fallen Angel. And thank you to all of my fine supporters, whether it's on Cash App, whether it's through a membership, a one-time donation, or through non-financial support, such as sharing links, or just being a great chatter, a commenter, clicking like, subscribing. It's all very much appreciated. So let me welcome you fine folks in. Now that I've actually clicked on the live button. I am so far behind because I thought I was talking to everybody. Icy, welcome in. Nutty, welcome in. Yes, anybody who is interested in joining, that's one option to support the channel. The other, let me show it here. The main option to support the channel that I encourage everyone to use if you are interested is Cash App, Dr. Phil. If you would prefer to use YouTube, the subscription option, if you would like to do so, like Icy is asking, there is a button you can click that says join underneath the video itself, and that will allow you to become a member through YouTube. All right. Welcome in, Elizu. Hopefully you're having a great night. Welcome in, Jamie. Hopefully you're having a great night as well. Hey, Late Night Hawk, good to see ya. Fallen Angel. Oh, Fallen Angel getting us started on our topic of the night. Well, let me turn down this music a little bit. I'll get caught up here real quick. Let me turn down the music. All right. Let me get caught up a little bit on the chat here. Yeah, Beck. Beck's gonna be like one of our main stories of the night. I think it's really interesting. I had heard like a little bit of this. I want to say just after I finished my show last week, I heard like a little rumor that there was some smoke in the Beck camp as far as some untoward behavior by somebody in that camp. I'm going to get into a little more detail in a minute. That's my poll. Feel free to take some time before you answer the poll. I think it'd be good if anybody's not aware for me to cover the segment. I'm going to be covering a segment on that tonight. Yeah, I was tardy tonight, but it wasn't my fault. Well, I guess it was my fault, but I forgot to click the button. So just kind of being a moron. Welcome in, Detective. Welcome in, Capricorn NJ. Always good to see you. Mia's Socks. Having a great night. Thank you for coming in. Hopefully you have some fun here tonight. Yeah, that's me being a fool. Grateful Life. Welcome in, Grateful Life. Okay. Got everybody in here now. Hippie Easter, good to see you. Steady C, good to see you. Yes, everybody, be sure to click that like if you're enjoying the show. Please click that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of this content. And if you are a new member, or if you're new to the channel, feel free to say hi. Let us know what you think. We're always a pretty friendly bunch here. And if any of my chatters are not friendly, well, feel free to be unfriendly to them as they are to you, I guess. All right. Welcome in, Rosebud. Welcome in, Wooly. Welcome in, Nancy. Okay, we got everybody in here. Let's get started. It's only been, it hasn't even been 5 minutes yet. Okay, so it looks like everybody really wants to start with Beck tonight. And I wanted to cover some Foodie. Foodie just did a live, but the Beck stuff is pretty short. So I think we can cover that. You know, we got a full audience already. We already got 20 people here. So let's just cover the Beck. Give me a second here to load it because I had the Foodie video loaded. I was going to cover that while people were still coming in. But if we already got people here, let's go to Beck first. So give me just a moment to get that pulled up, and we're going to get started.
Hi.
All right, in the video I got here, I want to give a shout out to the channel Orange Queen, who's one of my go-to channels for ALR content. I think Orange Queen does a really good job. Very straight up the middle. Doesn't really get too caught up in throwing around, calling names. Just covers it pretty fair, I think. So anyway, Orange Queen here is covering the Beck situation. Gonna let her cover it because she can. I've already watched this video. I've watched a few other videos. I've tried to catch up on Amber a little bit. I watched even a little bit about her cancer experience on Elise's advisement, and I think Orange Queen does a great job. So let it play. Let's hear it.
The biggest. Let's be real. This is just.
Hopefully the volume is good.
What?
Oh, whoops! Hold on.
I want to come on here and have a good time.
There we go.
Oh yeah. Oh, they saw my tum-tum.
Welcome in, Nirvana.
The moon landing didn't happen. Oh, sorry, I'm hurt. See, I can run, folks.
Welcome in, Bags. Hope you're having a great night. And is this just a little bit loud, maybe? I want to make sure it's not too loud.
Hey girls, how you doing? We have a lot of drama to catch up on. From Beck's partner being exposed to Tommy the Feeder's continued shade.
You advised me to catch up on my ALR content. If I was gonna, I was talking. I don't feel like getting it off sidetrack, but yes, just to catch up.
So apparently, Amber Lynn is not the only crazy weirdo we have in Amberverse, and people did the usual investigation they do, and they found that Beck's partner Dakota has a dirty past. Dakota was exposed on Kiwi Harms, and people shared information about her, and her digital footprint is nasty girls.
Yes, apparently Kiwi Farms did a really good job digging up and got the info. I know some people hate Kiwi Farms, some people love Kiwi Farms. I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I'm not like a big fan, but I think they do. I think there's, a lot of really interesting information on there. I think it's like any site. There's good users and bad users on any site.
Here is what is being said in Kiwi Farms. As a grown woman in her early 20s, she requested her followers, majority comprising of 13 and 14-year-olds according to the responses, to fill out a cuddle application, which she would accept or deny.
No problem.
She accepted them all, gave compliments on the kids' appearances, and talked about messaging.
Yes, okay, so this is really important. Let me slow it down a little bit. So this is the crux of the issue. This is the big deal here. And let me give, I guess, a trigger warning. I don't normally do that, but, this is one of the few times I feel maybe necessary here. Amber's ex, Beck's girlfriend, Dakota, the name Dakota, apparently was talking inappropriately to some young teenage girls, I believe. But yes, 13 and 14-year-olds. So when they say teens, they don't mean like 17, 18, 19. They don't mean like older teens. They mean young teens. Even though she was in her early 20s, these were very young teens. These were not, so I think that's worth mentioning. Because if these were like, if it was a 19-year-old or something, the girl was in her early 20s, whatever, you know what I mean? But 13, 14 years old is very much younger than 20s. To fill out, quote, cuddle applications. That's something that is just, this is how I know I'm old, because that feels really weird to me. Like, even just saying the word cuddle application, which she would accept or deny. Imagine how crappy that must feel to get denied a cuddle application to somebody who would go out with Beck, right? Imagine how crappy that would make you feel. She accepted them all, which was effectively grooming. Gave compliments on the kids' appearances, which was effectively grooming, and talked about messaging them on Skype. This forms included requests for photos. So, yeah, I'm not one of those people who freaks out every time an adult talks to a child. I believe there's such a thing as mentoring. I believe that, sometimes, people will talk to like a nephew or a niece or a friend's nephew or a friend's child sometimes. Like but if you're talking about something inappropriate, that's very different. So let me catch up on the chat here before I let this play a little bit. Welcome in, here you are. Hopefully you're having a good night. Kiwi Farms is like it's like a forum. Anybody can use it. That's why it gets a bad reputation with some people, because anybody can use it. So some people who use it are going to be very, obnoxious people, and some people who use it are going to be cool people. A 5-hour stream. No way my voice is holding out for 5 hours, but I think we're good for at least 2. Cuddle application, right? Cuddle application. Weird stuff. Yes, Kate Winslet broke it on the tubes. Kate Winslet was the first person I saw it from. Shout out Kate Winslet. I do link Kate Winslet plenty. Hey, Cake Pondu, good to see you. Oh, you're very welcome, Nirvana. I always try to break it down clearly for anybody who's not familiar, because I know a lot of people, this might be your first time hearing it. So yes, just to give a quick refresher for anybody, if this is your first time hearing it, Dakota is Erica's girlfriend. Excuse me, no, not Erica. Why do I keep saying Erica? Dakota is Beck's girlfriend. Scratch what I said. There's no Erica involved here. Dakota is Beck's girlfriend. Beck is Amber's ex, who was known as Becky when they were dating Amber. Most of you probably figured that part out. Apparently, this Dakota person or Dakota woman was having 13 and 14-year-old girls on the internet fill out cuddle applications. So Orange Queen here is going to go into a little more detail. Let me catch up on your chat while I let Orange Queen read this off. And yes, and if anybody can't see the bottom of the screen here, it says, cuddle application. I am lonely and cold and in need of a cuddle buddy. So fill this, a cuddle buddy. That's just something that's just so weird and creepy to proposition a stranger to be a cuddle buddy at all. I mean, that's like, I mean, if you're saying it jokingly to somebody you're romantically interested in, okay, fine. You're being cute. But when you're saying it to a minor, that's not cute. That's creepy.
She would accept or deny. She accepted them all, gave compliments on the kids' appearances, and talked about messaging
Thank
them
you, Tucker and Friends. I'm sure she will. She'll see this.
Requests for their photos, their phone numbers, and asked if they'd like kisses with their cuddles. It's giving Onision vibes.
Okay, so Orange Queen there gave a little more clarification, not to draw this out unnecessarily. But yes, she, without reading the actual responses, it wasn't just like a little, internet check thing. She actually corresponded with them, and they got into some detail. They exchanged phone numbers and photos. And that's, even if that was as far as it went, that's still too much for young teenagers.
Phone numbers and asked if they'd like kisses with their cuddles. It's giving Onision vibes. Apparently people called her out.
No problem.
And she was acting like there was nothing weird about what she was doing. This is disgusting behavior.
Exactly.
And she knew that her followers were kids, as in.
So let's go over these screens one at a time. Somebody, I don't know how recent this page here is, but this is a screenshot where somebody said, I'm very concerned with that cuddle application.
Yeah. And she knew that her followers were kids, as in.
And this one here, again, I encourage people to go on Kiwi Farms to get more context, because it's kind of hard to put everything into a video. But Orange Queen does a pretty good job here. But this line under the bottom here is very disturbing. Send me a kink and I'll reply with smile or frowny. Kink and kids do not belong together under any circumstances. There's no reason why any minor should be in any way involved if the word kink is involved.
In the application for the cuddle, there was an age section.
Let me take my face off.
After all of this was exposed, people started commenting on Beck's posts and videos, and Beck finally responded. My next video will be up in the next couple of days.
No problem.
I
Welcome
already
to
have it
Kimalena.
recorded, and I'm trying to finish editing it as quickly as possible. But all of these newest KF leaks came out, and I've been a mess.
It's one of those things that it's hard to really, prove. But if they have the proof, hey, I would not be opposed to her being looked into a little further. Well, I mean, being a professional, well, think about it like this. If you're a professional, you can't enter into a contract with a minor, right? Like, you can't sell a car to a child. You can't, a child can't hire you as their coach, you can't hire you to be their cuddler. You can't enter into a contract with a child. So even just from a purely business perspective, that wouldn't be allowed, right? I mean, obviously it's inappropriate too, but I'm just saying you can't be a professional when you can't enter into a contract. Welcome in, Jess. Hope you're having a good night. Yeah, it's really, thankfully it doesn't get any more graphic than this. There's no like any like extremely graphic revelation beyond this, but it's just very icky and uncomfortable. And we're going to get into that too, Elizu. But let's let Orange Queen here finish just kind of giving the basic details.
I feel like this all needs to be addressed now and on its own, but a whole video on my channel about something I didn't do myself.
Oh, actually that's what's going on right now, Elizu. Perfect timing. This is Beck's response, and Orange Queen is reading it aloud. You can read it yourself here. Orange Queen is going to read it aloud. We're going to skip through just a little bit. Obviously, it starts off here with Beck talking about how their girlfriend is not a public figure, so where's it going to address it? Then goes on to say that they're separating. Very convenient. They're separating immediately as soon as this became public. Strong moral stance from Beck, right? Well, let's read a little bit further. But before, because when you read that, you think, oh, well, Beck's like, hey, I'm disgusted. I don't want anything to do with them. But then you keep on reading. You say, some of you may not believe me. Some of you may think she is unredeemable. I have seen for myself what she has said and posted in the past. It was wrong. This is poor grammar. And I know the other day I tried dunking on somebody for grammar, so I'm not going to go into specifics because I might get it wrong and look like a moron again. But this just feels wrong, like on a first glance. It was wrong. And not to say that, you know what, I take that back. Grammar is irrelevant. This is much more serious. Why am I dunking on somebody's grammar when they're talking about something so serious? I take that back. Doesn't matter. There's nothing else I can say. Interacting with minors in any appropriate way is wrong. Good. In agreement there. Whether it had to do, actually, I take that back. Interacting with minors in an inappropriate way is wrong. Okay, I misread that. Interacting with minors in an inappropriate way is wrong. Okay, we're in agreement. Whether it had to do with fandoms or post trends or anything, it doesn't matter. Okay, we're in agreement. It is inexcusable. I don't think that I won't condemn these things. Okay, so it still continues on pretty well. While I don't agree with what she did, I don't think she is a danger or a predator. I can't say one way or the other on that one. I think we need to continue investigating on that. I don't feel comfortable. I mean, let me rephrase that. I don't feel comfortable to say one way or the other on that. I don't know enough to say yes or no, right? I can't say yes, but I can't say no either. But Beck goes on to kind of then soften the blow and say, I have gotten to know her and her past very intimately. I believe she is not harmful. She was open with me about everything, was accepting of me. But even still, she was horrified by her resurfaced accounts and posts from 10 years ago. I can't and don't want to defend her, and she doesn't want me to either.
And about someone who
let's
isn't a public
go
figure
on to the next page.
And posts on Tumblr.
And Orange Queen does great content. I'm kind of, reading her video for her, but I would encourage you to go to her channel and watch this video yourself and watch all of her other videos. She does great content. It says, regardless of how I feel, I want to say this. It is terrifying being under the eyes of hundreds of thousands of people. Now, here's where the message starts to get a little bit shaky. The first page was pretty good, right? The first page just seemed like a pretty clear condemnation of that action. And the very bottom few words got cut out here. What did that say? The last couple words on the top there? Don't want to defend her. She doesn't want me to either. I still love her. Regardless of how I feel, I want to say this. It is terrifying being under the eyes of hundreds of thousands of people. Every action you have made in your past can and will come back, no matter the intention, the reason, the cause, or the change. Okay, now here's where it starts to get a little shaky. No matter the intention, the reason, the cause, or the change. Every action you made in your past can and will come back. This isn't every action. This is a very specific action that's not really excusable. Like, a lot of people have some funky stuff in their background. A lot of people have done stupid stuff. A lot of people have either been arrested or gotten in a fight, or maybe they got a bad, maybe they stole something, got in a car accident. Who knows? A lot of people have done like stupid stuff in their life, and most of them hopefully try to put as much time between that and their current selves as possible. But this is a little bit more different. This is something I feel comfortable saying. I hope at least that nobody in this chat has ever done. At least I hope nobody in this chat has ever done. But offering to be a cuddle coach to a minor or a professional cuddler, offering to be a cuddle buddy to minors is just really weird and odd. And I can't see any circumstance that anybody would find it acceptable. I just can't imagine it. I don't think there's anybody that's that socially stunted that they would think that's okay. So that's where I'm a little bit taken aback here. The part where Beck tries to move the goalposts and minimize the actions of Dakota by saying every action you have ever made in your past can and will come back. Yeah, but this is not the same as every action. This is a little different. And I do believe that holding others accountable is very important, but there's a fine line between accusation and persecution. Well, who's being persecuted here, though? What is the persecution? So let me see what you folks have to say about this. I feel like I've been rambling a little bit. I get you here. You are. And if anybody is uncomfortable, I did give a trigger warning in the beginning, but I'll issue one again. If anybody would rather not hear about this subject, give me about another 10 minutes, 15 minutes and come back. It's not going to be for the whole night. But I understand if you'd rather not hear about it. It's definitely an awkward subject, an unpleasant one, rather. Very unpleasant. Hope I didn't spoil your dinner. Right, Jamie? Like, I've heard the so-called professional cuddler thing, and I mean, I've heard of it, but I never really took it seriously. I always just kind of thought of it as a joke. I agree, Capricorn NJ. I agree, especially if she's not a public figure, right? Like, this is the kind of thing that shouldn't just be ignored and swept under the rug, especially because she was using a public forum to do it. I mean, not to say that I don't want this to come out wrong. I don't want this to come out like weird, but because she was trying to deal with members of the public, like random kids, I think it's important to get the word out there. Like, it would still be wrong if she was doing this behind closed doors, but she was out in the public talking to people. The public needs to be aware, right? Like, that's my logic on this. Like, if she was talking to kids at large, then kids at large need to be aware this goes on. Right, Elizu? We don't have, okay, maybe we don't have proof that she's a danger, but what proof do we have that she's not, right? Like, I don't feel comfortable with her. Yeah, I think that's a step too far. Even if it was 10 years ago, the age gap was big enough that it's too creepy. It's just too creepy. It's not like 20 and 17 or something, right? Right? Like, what changed in the last 10 years? Does she think it's wrong now? Did she come out against it? Or, I mean, like, what's up with that? Welcome to Fiona's mom. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit better. I know you're always, I shouldn't say always, but I know you go through a lot sometimes. And by the way, I just want to say it to anybody in the chat. I know a lot of you folks, you got a lot going on. We try to come here and have fun. But if anybody's, dealing with a lot, I just want to, just let you know, stay strong. It's tough out there sometimes, but believe in yourself. You can make it through. You can make it through. That's just the advice I wanted to, just the words of encouragement I wanted to share. Let me say it like that. Well, that's an interesting factoid. Like, I bet she was good at it too, right? I agree with Fiona's mom. I don't know what exactly happened. But if any of those kids took her up on the offer, I'm scared to think what happened, right? Exactly. It sounds very innocent until you look into it a little bit. Welcome in, Dr. Phil. Welcome in, Monkey Mech. Welcome in, Dr. Phil. Welcome in, Dr. Phil. Thank you. I appreciate that. Welcome in. Good to see you, Monkey Mech. Hope you're having a good night. Letitia, love notes for TLC. Okay, that's a different person than I heard of. I heard of a different Letitia. But maybe somebody was referring to the same one. I don't remember who it was. I think it was like one of those MTV True Life shows. It was one of those like documentary type shows that I saw like years and years and years ago. And they had this woman who was like, I'm a professional cuddler. And her clients were these really awkward guys. They were these really weird guys. And they all seemed like they were like trying to get they all seemed like they were into it sexually, and she was intentionally being naive and trying to pretend that it wasn't sexual, but she was charging them a lot of money, like way more money than you would charge them if it wasn't sexual. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't sexual, she wouldn't be charging them that much, right? At least that's my logic. Well, that's what they called it, but I don't know. I don't think it stops with just cuddling. I don't think it stops with cuddling. But maybe, I don't know. I'm going to try not to, Elisa. Do my best. Speaking of crashing out, my true crime story of the night. It's not a long one, but I do have like a true crime story tonight about another YouTube channel. Massive channel. But it is about another YouTube channel. You saw that too, Steady? See, it's hard to forget that if you did see it. Those guys who they were all like kind of creepy, And everybody was like, no, it's not sexual. It's not sexual. But those guys clearly were into it in a sexual way. And she was very pretty, you know, like she was very she was a conventionally attractive woman charging an awful lot of money for this non-sexual service. You know, right? Like why did they hire an attractive woman to cuddle? Like, why didn't they just hire like some guy? Oh, maybe because, right? Like, it doesn't make sense. Okay, but let's keep going here. So back to glad we got to lighten the mood just a little bit, but back to the depressing stuff about Beck. Oh, and somebody asked me, do I think Beck knew? Well, Beck herself said that Dakota shared everything with her, shared all of her hardships and all of her good and bad experiences and everything about her life. So I would assume that to mean that she shared any weird sexual interest that she had. She made it sound like she shared everything. So I think Beck knew. I think it's possible Beck didn't know the full extent, but Beck seems like the kind of person who just looks the other way to me. And maybe I'm spoiling my opinion on the vote. Anybody, if you haven't voted yet, this is your chance to vote. Not to spoil the poll, but just to give my opinion, I feel like Beck just seems like the kind of person who looks the other way when it's convenient. I don't think they're an evil person like that. I don't think Beck would personally. Well, I don't know Beck well enough. I shouldn't say anything, but I just don't get I get the impression that Beck seems kind of like just an enabler to me.
To separate because neither of us see a way forward from this for multiple reasons. She is ashamed and I am confused and hurt even though I still love her. But regardless of how I feel, I want to say this. It is terrifying being under the eyes of hundreds of thousands of people. Every action you have ever made in...
Yeah, that part about the hundreds of thousands of people, that to me is I think that dwelling on that kind of takes away from the impact of Beck's original statement about how this was wrong and unacceptable and how they're breaking up and all this kind of thing. If you're that upset and you're breaking up that much, you don't seem to be that upset. Like, as much as you say you condemn the actions, you don't seem upset. You seem more upset about people criticizing your ex-girlfriend, your allegedly ex-girlfriend. And I also want to add, I don't think they broke up for real. I don't think they really broke up. I think it was just very convenient for that breakup to occur because Beck's channel was making money recently, and defending Dakota would absolutely put a serious cramp in Beck's recent financial gains. I think it's a good way to phrase it. Wow. Just a cuddle. I guess you could say that. Right? Like how much to get somebody to leave me alone, right? Oh wow. That's an interesting story. If that was the one I saw, I don't remember that part. Yeah, and it's always sexual. They never just hire like some random, frumpy lady to be the cuddler. It's always some really attractive one. Or it's some guy hiring or it's a gay man hiring another man. Like it's always somebody who they're attracted to. They always hire. Kind of bleh. Yeah, exactly, JV. Like, sure, they're interested in cuddling, but only just to get started, right? That True Life show was good and it was bad. Like, it was terrible, but it was fun. It was so trashy, but I did enjoy it. Beck, see, I've heard something like that. I got to look more into that. And who helped Beck write this? Good question, Fiona's mom. It is a little bit better written than what I would expect.
Your past can and will.
So again, this is dragging on just a little bit. I don't want to draw this out unnecessarily. I think we've kind of addressed most of what there's to say here. But just to sum up, Beck spends the rest of this message essentially defending Dakota, saying, please refrain from going after her. She is not a public figure. She cannot explain herself. She doesn't want me or anyone to defend her. But I'm now going to defend her and say, do not attack her, leave her alone, don't share her information, don't harass her. She is not a public figure. I want you all to know that we are not together and I won't defend her, but you need to leave her alone. Don't bother her. I don't want any harm to come to her. Does this sound like somebody who's really angry and hurt? This sounds more like somebody who's still together. And I'm not going to get too deep into this because I only know a very superficial level what's going on. But from what I'm seeing, I can't defend Dakota. I'm not going to defend Dakota. If I had a girlfriend and I found out that she was doing that 10 years ago, I would be very creeped out. I don't want to start, like, I don't even want to think of the hypotheticals, but I just know I would not, I would be very disappointed. It's not something I would be okay with. So let's keep going here. I'll be taking a break after my next upload. I need time to restart my life again, to process and understand everything that happened. I don't know how long I'll be gone, but I need time to clear my head before I do or say anything else. I also don't know what the fallout of my own video trying to take accountability will look like. I just know that in my past, myself, my family have also been hurt, things being dug up or misunderstood or spread around about us for years, and I understand that. So Beck really equivocates a lot at the end. The message started out pretty good, saying, I don't support this, I'm against this in every way, this is bad. And then the entire second half of the message is basically defending Dakota, saying, leave her alone. She doesn't deserve to be bothered. Just because she's going out with me doesn't mean that anybody has any right to contact her or criticize her. And basically, leave Brittany alone. That's basically what this turns into. Leave Brittany alone. I think Dakota wrote it. I think so as well. I don't know how Dakota writes, so I guess I shouldn't say that. But Beck's not especially well-spoken. Beck strikes me as something of an enabler. I'm not going to say too much more because I don't know a ton, but that's just the impression I get. I don't know. Let's wait. I'm going to say wait and see. It's a little too early to know exactly what's going to happen, but that's the Beck situation for anybody who's not aware. That's what's going on with Beck. That's what's going on with Dakota. Amber, I'm not aware if Amber's really chimed in much on this yet. But yeah, we'll try to get you an update next week on this. Hopefully there'll be something to report. Hopefully there won't be any like bad news. Hopefully nothing bad is going to come out, right? So let's take a little break for a moment and let's cover a little bit of Foodie. Let's cleanse the palate with just a little bit of Foodie. I got a little bit of Foodie to humor us with tonight. Let's cleanse it up with just a little bit of that. Foodie did a new live stream, and I caught some of it. And the part where she cooks is just kind of funny to me. So let me pull that up here. The latest Foodie. Oh, does anybody else think that Foodie is just sick of Salah? Oh, let me close the poll also. If anybody has not voted in the poll yet, please do so now. Does anybody think that Foodie is just sick of Salah at this point? Because that's the impression I get. I get the impression that Salah does not stay at that place at all anymore, like not even to visit. And I get the impression that Foodie doesn't even really care. Like there was a time I felt that she really wanted him around a lot, like in the beginning when he would be there and they would sit there and they would just smoke together and talk. Now she's just completely on her own. She has her own driver's license. It just feels like it's an entirely isolated existence now. All right. So here's Foodie going to do some cooking. All right, I got it shared. This is from today's live stream from just a few hours ago.
Hold
Cooking
on, guys.
spaghetti. Just a little bit.
Dancing in the dark. Hold on, I'm gonna fix you.
Thank you, Capricorn NJ, for the $5 super chat. Cleanse the palate with Foodie. Never thought I'd hear those words. I guess it's like putting like some hot pepper in your nose, making you choke a little bit.
We're gonna put all these things away.
Just on occasion. I think it's
So we need the ground beef?
rare.
$7-Eleven? No.
Well, they can get the heck out of here. That's for darn sure. Welcome to the Seafood Pie. Hope you're having a good evening.
My fridge is full.
You're very welcome. Here you are.
Where am I gonna put the stuff? Look at this. It's full of drinks. Not.
Okay, so let's look at the drinks she's got real quick. I know the bottom of the screen is covered up just a little bit. It's a little hard to see. But if you look at the very bottom shelf, you can see 2 bottles of juice laying flat in the fridge. If you look at the top, you see 2 more bottles of juice that are half empty. You see a bottle of soda in the middle. It looks to me like she's got over 4 bottles of juice in there. And she always talks about the juice is for Salah. We don't see Salah anywhere. Why does she have 2 open bottles of juice and 2 more in the fridge if it's just for Salah? Why does Salah need to have 4 bottles of juice in the fridge just for himself? It doesn't seem like Salah, would do that. And then you got another 6 bottles of, what is this? Like a sparkling juice soda, a fruit soda, some kind of juicy something or other. It doesn't look that bad. I do like the big amount of water. I support that. I like lots of water. That's always a good thing. A few diet Pepsis, whatever. It's not the worst. And Foodie also takes a live blood sugar reading. Does anybody have a guess? Anybody want to hazard a guess of Foodie's live blood sugar numbers? She does it in, what is it, nanomoles per deciliter? I know there's like 2 different measures. I looked them up today. But she uses the one that measures, it's supposed to be between 5 and 7. That's what I know. It's supposed to be between 5 and 7. So everybody, you can let me know what you think she gets. But anyway, that's Foodie's a fridge of food here. Let's see what she takes out.
So everything can go here.
Kill the crazy frog. She has been manning. Fallen Angel. Oh, well, you're very welcome then. Foodie's getting huge.
My freezer is even worse. Oh my god.
Losing the toe. Well, let's look at the freezer. Foodie's freezer. One thing that we always see in Foodie's freezer is so much frozen bread. I'm not against freezing bread. I think freezing bread makes sense. But, how much bread do you want to freeze, right? Like, okay, freeze a few pieces so that you can have some if you haven't been to the store. But she freezes enough bread. She freezes like if there was a natural disaster and she couldn't go to the store for, well, I was going to say if she couldn't go to the store for a week, she has enough bread for a week. But for her, it's only like maybe 2-3 days. But for anybody else, that would be well over a week's worth of bread. If you ate nothing but bread. It's got to be, what, 5-6 packages?
I have to feed. We have to go to the Amity Park and give all the...
Oh, what's this on the side here? That looks like some mustard or some oil. And what's that? I can't tell what that is. Is that like potato wedges or something?
This old bread to the animals.
Oh, she's saving old bread, quote, for the animals. Yeah, right. That old bread's going straight down her gullet. Oh, thank you, Nutty. Very much appreciated for your membership. Thank you for continuing, Nutty. Always appreciated. Yum.
Like, there's so much stuff.
Good question, Fallen Angel. And Foodie does have a water purifier. I just have a feeling that the purifier is probably not that good. Or maybe even with the purifier, the water doesn't taste that good. Oh, you know what it could be? Maybe that is tap water and she's just chilling it in there. I'm not really sure. Oh, what's this on the side here? Is these yogurts? I think yogurt's a pretty good choice overall. Oh, look how much cheese she's got. You could really see the cheese here. That's all cheese on the side, it looks like. And there's her medicine. What kind of medicine is that? I can't really tell. Can anybody zoom in enough to see what medicine that is? I can't really see it on my screen.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, the numbers, the guesses for the sugar. Good guesses. These are such good guesses. Oh, you're taking the heavy one here. Fiona's mom, 300. I get what you're saying. I looked it up, actually. 300 on the scale that Foodie uses would be like 17 or 18. So, okay, we'll put your guess down there. 20 for Monkey Mech on the high end.
Garbage bags.
I agree, here you are. This is the best content she does, in my opinion.
Oh. Deodorant. So I needed a new one.
No worries, I gotcha. Color Hugie. Foodie Hugie. Join me in judging Foodie's freezer. She deserves it.
Hi.
I really love judging freezers in general. I mean, honestly, my fridge and freezer is not the greatest, but I know it. I admit it. But it's way better than this. It's way better than this, at least. Whoops.
All right. So what I'm gonna do first.
And welcome in if I missed
Is-
anybody coming in.
gonna
I
do
know
you guys.
sometimes I miss some of you folks. That's just so many people come in and I have trouble keeping up.
You okay?
Good tip, Elise. You freezing
freezing
the fresh
things.
herbs.
Boil the water.
Oh, what's that, Steady? See the
Pasta.
using the tap water?
Add some salt. Okay.
If Foodie starts don't give Foodie any ideas about doing homemade sourdough.
Now.
See, she has no problem buying filters for her phone, but she doesn't want to buy filters for her water. What's up with that? See, just tell her it's for her Instagram. She'll buy it in a second. Oh, thank you very much, Fiona's mom. Memberships.
Oil for the-
Thank you. We've got a new member here, Fiona's mom. Very much
Yeah, a
appreciate
little
it.
bit.
Thank you very much,
Because
Fiona's
the beef
mom.
is not fatty at all. Hey, SB.
Woohoo!
So this is church basement spaghetti. I mean mosque basement.
Oh, and
No,
that
it's church
reminds me.
basement because
I have to make up a new for all the new members, but for all the members I had prior to today's episode, I just want to say thank you to all you fine folks, Fallen Angel, Nutty the Squirrel, and Hippie Easta. Very much appreciated.
I was at a church at the time.
Oh, what's she saying about being at the church?
So this is
I notice she always talks about how she used to go to the church. Notice she doesn't have any stories, not even one, about being at the mosque. And she's been a Muslim for 2 years now. And I thought about this. Elisa made a good point the other day. I'm not going to criticize her for her religion, her practice of religion, because certainly I'm not the most ideal Christian. But I will criticize her for putting on this big show of being so publicly Islamic and then not even following anything. Like making a mockery of the fasting and like during Ramadan and stuff. That I'll make fun of that. But yeah, I was just pointing out though that she has all these stories about church everything, but she never mentions going to any mosque.
church basement spaghetti. I mean mosque basement.
Mosque
No, it's
basement.
church
There, okay,
basement
there we go.
because I was at a church at the time. So church basement spaghetti is in the inspirational style of when I used to go to church functions.
That makes sense.
The spaghetti they would make was very. I don't have any olive oil
Woo,
left.
Fallen
I do.
Angel. Cheers, Fallen
Got it.
Angel. I'm proud of you, Fallen Angel. And I don't want to gas you up. Who knows what the future holds? But I've always, for a long time, I felt that you were going to eventually have some good success. Because I feel like you've always, like for a long time, I feel you've had your mind has been in the right place, thinking about, you've been honest with yourself. I think, at least from what I gather from reading your comments over the last year or so, and so I felt it was just a matter of time till you got yourself where you wanted to be with your nutrition. So I think that's just so awesome to hear that. Keep it up. You got this.
So I'm using sunflower oil.
Oh my God! And welcome in, Andrews.
Well,
Foodie's gonna burn her
we
fupa like
have
that.
about 1 pound
Oh,
of-
she said she did one time. Foodie one time said she did burn her fupa on the stove. Like resting her, she's gonna do that again one of these days. She said she burned it on like a pan. Like she took a pan out of I think that's what she said. She took a pan out of the oven and she put it on top of the stove and she rested her fupa on there. She singed it. So anyway, so here's what Foodie's making. She's making ground beef, some kind of pasta with ground beef. The ground beef itself doesn't look bad. It looks relatively fresh. It looks relatively lean. It's a pretty big portion for one person. I will say that. But otherwise, I I'm not going to complain too much about this by Foodie
Ground
standard.
beef.
Foodie Hugie.
Does that get really hot? Put that on medium.
Glitter and Lasers is literally bigger than the fridge.
And
Like
just
she's
crumble it.
literally taller and wider.
Like that. This is a very quick meal.
She is making
like about it.
pasta
Quick
with
and
meat
easy.
sauce. Church basement style, as she calls it. Welcome in, Irene K. Good
Wash
to
my
see you.
hands with soap.
100% alone. And we can see the ingredients Foodie's going to use. She doesn't really do a good job showing them, so I'll highlight them here for you. She's got what looks like a bag of pasta here underneath the lid for the pot. She's got a bottle of tomato sauce. She has a canister of grated Parmesan cheese. She calls it the sawdust Parmesan. I think that's actually kind of funny. I won't argue with that. Over here on the left, you can see she's got all of her condiments and stuff. She's got, looks like soy sauce, the Maggi bouillon cubes. Is that coffee filters or something? I'm not really sure what's in that bag there. In here, it looks like some kind of, maybe like a toothpick to see if the baking is done. I'm not really sure what's in there. But yeah, I just always noticed that her stove is a little bit small, and I was always shocked by how she manages to cook with so little cooking space. Like I need to have some countertop space. I'm not like a big chef, but I do like to cook a little bit, and I'm not trying to be a snob, but I would need a little bit more space than that.
Okay.
Yeah, Foodie Salah is gone.
And
He's not there
now-
at all.
We're gonna add some onion powder.
Yeah, you already usually have plenty of salt in there.
You know when onion powder gets all hard? That's what's happening here.
So Foodie's adding some seasoning of her
Come
own.
on.
Welcome in, Chow Mein.
Fart
Hope you're
knocker.
having a great night. That's a great point, Stackish. That is an excellent point. When you're making Italian-style recipes like this kind of Southern Italian food, a Sicilian style with the tomato sauce, at least I think that's Sicilian style with tomato sauce. That's what I've always heard it called. They always use the olive oil. They use butter sometimes too, but they use mostly olive oil from my understanding. So olive oil's got to be the better choice. Why is Foodie not using olive oil? She's not really a foodie. I mean, that's the only real explanation for it. Any real foodie would absolutely be using olive oil. So yeah, you're right about that.
Ridiculous. Hold on a sec.
I think she should use sunflower oil.
Lots of onion powder.
Yeah, olive oil is definitely the right choice on that.
Okay.
So much juice in her fridge. So much juice. Oh, I got to catch up
We're
on the
gonna
chat.
put lots of garlic powder.
They don't miss it either.
Black pepper.
My apologies. I missed anybody coming in. You
Little
got it,
bit of
Fallen
salt.
Angel. I love that attitude. From the boil.
And wash my hands.
She's gonna boil her fupa one way or the other, whether it's with an infection or whether it's with some hot water.
Hi.
Yeah, things have gotten a little pricey. That's unfortunate. I hate to see that.
Good old wooden spoon.
But for Glitter and Lasers, I can't tell the difference.
And we're gonna brown that.
I seriously I'm not a troll. I don't troll people, but if I wanted to troll Glitter and Lasers, I would just ask her, when are you getting your surgery? Like all right, Glitter, I get it. When are you actually gonna get your liposuction though? Because I don't see I don't see any difference. Like, when are you actually gonna get it? You've been talking about it. You had it already? No, you're kidding me. You haven't actually had it yet. That's what I would say if I wanted it to be a troll.
Just like so. What I like about really
For
cleaning,
Vandalay Enterprises.
you don't have to drain it.
Very
There's
good
a reason
point.
I'm putting the small pot on the big burner. I'll tell you in a minute.
She keeps it pretty simple.
I'm also gonna put some
I agree. Here you
oregano.
are. Foodie uses a lot of seasoning, and I like some seasoning, but I feel like she throws in a lot without thinking. Like she doesn't think about the recipe and say, okay, I want to have a lot of this flavor or that flavor. I feel like she just grabs whatever's on the shelf and just dumps it in. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think it's good to use spices. You don't want your food to be bland, but don't just throw in stuff at random, because that's not necessarily better than bland.
Some basil.
That's fair. Oh, she did say, she said that, Capricorn? Thank you for pointing that out.
Yep.
Oh, no problem, Monkey Beck. Enjoy.
And get brown. Smells good.
Welcome in, Sarah Marie.
It's hot in here. Woo!
You know, I think Foodie is just so darn short. If you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen, Foodie. All right. I'm sorry for saying that cliched line.
What?
All right, so she spins the camera. She gives us a picture of Julia. And Julia always looks like she needs a brushing. I know Julia's a long-haired cat, but she seriously always looks like she needs
We have a baby.
a brush.
We have a baby. Oh. Don't you bite Mom. Don't you bite Mom. Don't you bite Mom. Choose. We have
Oh, that's a good
baby,
point,
girl.
Nutty.
We
That's
have
a
a
really good
baby
point.
girl. You gonna bite Mom? You gonna bite Mom?
She's not exactly a
girl.
cinematographer.
I'm sweaty, yes. I sweat when I cook, when I do anything.
I feel like Foodie's kind of all or nothing with the spices. Either she takes either she dumps a handful of every spice from the spice rack, or she just doesn't use any of them at all.
There's like no fat in this beef. I love it. What do you do with Mom? You have a stinky bum.
And I'm not an economist. Dr. Phil is not a doctor. He's not an economist either. But I'll say this about the economy. Things go in cycles. So generally when things go up for a while, they level off. I mean, sometimes they don't, but usually they do. I mean, if you look at history, like every, 8 years or so, there usually seems to be like an economic downturn, and then it gets picked back up. So it's always goes cyclical. That's what I've seen. So who knows where we are in the cycle. Hopefully we're at the bottom, and then we'll start picking back up, right?
So I'm basically just gonna cook it down, add the sauce and the skitty, and I sit in between because I'm fat and my back hurts. If you cooked in a hijab, yeah, that too.
We're not going to get into a serious debate tonight, but you have a good point. But I don't want to get into any serious stuff about economics. That's the least fun topic I could think of. But you're not wrong.
Regular spaghetti. It's like the ultra half-ass, super fast spaghetti I would get at a church function. What do you do, baby? See how cute she is? Oh, more coffee, really? Yes, Katie Kate. Hi, Casey. I don't have cream. But that would be good, but...
All right, so we're going to skip forward to the next cooking segment, because I don't feel like just watching Foodie talk so much. Let me go up to the forward here, so she gets back in the kitchen.
Okay, now I have to add...
Good point, Sarah Marie. I mean, I don't like to be too much of a stickler on cleaning and stuff, but yeah, she really is. this place is pretty cluttered because it's kind of small, right? So it feels even more cluttered.
Oh, I forgot to buy tomato paste. This is the last one.
Good point, Nutty. What? Maybe she's scared, like that Foodie, like, you know, like won't give her any place to go to the bathroom if she doesn't keep it nearby.
Ah.
I don't know. All right, so Foodie here is it's got the pasta going. The pasta's boiling over a little bit. That's not going to ruin the pasta. Or she didn't even put the pasta in yet. Actually, hold on, I take that back. She hasn't even put the pasta in yet.
Shit, I made a mess.
All right, so the sauce burned a little bit. It looks like, or it boiled over.
Let that cook down the tomato-iness.
Okay, I don't want to criticize too much, but I feel like this burner's unnecessarily high.
Okay. Let's clean that mess.
Thank you, Nutty. I was thinking something, but you articulated it much better than me. But that's what I was thinking too. Like it just seems like when a person is like uncomfortable, like they sleep on their, you know, like they sleep on their belly, you know, with their eyes toward the door.
Sorry, it squirted everywhere.
Oh, there's Jamie. That's a great point.
I don't
Where's
like
the fan?
really acidy
It's so
taste of the
steamy and
tomato
hot in
paste, so I
there.
let it cook with the meats.
Wow, Foodie is so wide. You can really see how wide she is from this angle. And look at how, like, she really is wider than the stove here. You could really kind of see it. I know the perspective probably has a little something to do with that too. But wow, that's a sobering look. And it's just shocking that Foodie will say things with a straight face how she hasn't gained weight. That's just a blatant lie at this point.
My shisha holes.
Wow, and you can see like here, she can't even, she can barely reach over the stove because look, her fupa's hitting the handle on the oven. She can barely even reach the spices in the back or whatever that is. She can barely even reach. That's like a hazard almost. Look, she can barely even reach all the way to the end because she can't. That's wild.
We have some. I like a lot of bay leaves.
Yeah, she does
Like,
love
I
bay
love
leaves. That's
the
like
flavor
that's a real
of bay
Foodie
leaves,
thing.
So we're gonna awake.
Is anybody else here like a fan of bay leaves? Because I've never seen anybody who likes bay leaves as much as Foodie. Like I mean, I don't know. I've never really even used them much, but she throws them into everything.
In those aromas.
She really loves those bay leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, she is. She keeps getting wider and shorter, right?
Julia.
Aw. Well,
My
glad
word.
you took care of that little scamp.
Crack open the jar of sauce. My goodness.
It's gonna be like lava flowing down a mountain, or lava flowing down like a little bump.
Yes. Gonna add a quarter cup of water.
Yeah, I don't think I'd like that either, because it's right, especially because it's so close in. Like if the kitchen was more spacious, I don't think it maybe wouldn't be so bad. But
We're gonna add the lid. We're gonna let it simmer.
welcome in, Susie Q. Good to see you. Hope you're having an excellent night. I've had them before. I just don't really remember it. Don't have it very often. Good point. With that high blood sugar of hers. Oh, and I guess I'll spoil it for anybody who was in the chat earlier. Foodie gives a blood sugar reading. She gives 2 readings. The first reading she gives is 11. I'll give you a hint. Not to spoil it too much, but the second reading she gets is higher. But the first reading's an 11 that she gets, which is pretty darn high, considering she's already on all of her medications. But yes, with that kind of blood sugar or poor health and lack of maintenance, she could get faint. She could fall right out, and she could knock over this pot of boiling water on herself, which would be an absolutely horrible injury.
Cooking.
I'm not
going
just
to get bunched together, so
no. I'm not being
trying to break them up.
an alarmist either. It could absolutely happen.
These ones are bunched together or what?
Okay, yeah. You normally don't use a lot. That's my thought. Only one or two. Okay. Good point. The filters are only the filters only seem to work like for this middle of the screen. That's something. I'm not an expert on filters, but from what my experience, the filters seem to be stronger the closer you get to the center of the screen, and they seem to get weaker the farther you go toward the edge, because the filters, that's just how they work. They can't filter every single thing on the screen. At least most of them can't. So they filter more toward the middle. So when something fills up the whole screen, the filter becomes less effective. At least that's from what I thought, from what I've heard.
We're good to go, guys.
Oh, fantastic. Hope you have
Actually,
a
we're
fun
going to
trip.
preheat the oven now.
Oh, the door?
To 355.
So they can lock her in. Maybe,
Julia, you're freaking out.
maybe the door, so if she starts a fire, they can lock her in there.
Why? These are clean. I got to put them aside.
I don't know the exact reason, but it was hilarious because she tested. Obviously, she thought she was going to get a good result, and then she came up with 11. And everybody's like, what, 11? I'm not sure you should be eating that pasta.
All right, let's make garlic bread. Garlic bread.
Oh, geez, Fiona, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you have any space on the wall where they can maybe install a rail or something? Because I know that could maybe help a little bit. Something that you could, so that if you do feel faint, you could hold on to it. And this may sound silly, but maybe like getting some kind of like elbow pads or something. So if you do fall, like I used to skateboard, like I would wear pads. Like that way, if you fall, you don't get hurt. Or at least you don't get hurt so bad.
That's Arabic Popeye.
Her kitchen is super cluttered last time I saw it. I don't remember it too well, but I remember it was super, super cluttered. Oh, she makes some garlic bread now.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome in, Seafood Pie. I don't know if I welcomed you in yet. Elise with the bruschetta, the garlic bruschetta. But that does remind me, Elise, that's a great point to mention it. Elise was right. A great recipe if you have some good bread that you like. You can cut a slice of bread. Don't make it too thick. Toast it in whatever you like to toast, and then just put a little bit of drizzle of olive oil and some fresh garlic on there, and that's really all you need. Now you could make another recipe that works if you're being a little more caloric is you could mix some garlic powder with some olive oil and then or a little bit of butter and then kind of just put a little thin layer of that on the bread. That works too. Foodie really goes overboard. You folks, does anybody have a guess what they think Foodie's gonna do to make her garlic bread? What they think her recipe's gonna be? I'll give you a hint. It's pretty simple and it's pretty much exactly what you would expect. So yeah, let's see Foodie's garlic bread recipe.
Hi, J-Dot. We're just making garlic bread right now. No. We're making girly bread right now. Oh my god. Julia! She's so hyper. You have the zoomies.
That's a good way to do it.
Okay. I'm gonna take one baguette.
I'm just giving options.
Really?
I gave options.
I'm gonna give myself maybe this much.
Oh, good catch, Susie. What did we just say about how there's no space in the kitchen to cook? If this is not proof, do we need any more proof that there's no room in the kitchen? Why are you cooking? Why are you making garlic bread in the living room? Why are you making garlic bread in the living room? Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe that's why, because she can't stand. Okay. Now I have to actually, okay, I have to make a post about this. I have to make a post. I have to make a poll, I mean. Okay. Why is Foodie cooking in the living room? Because no space in the kitchen? Or can't stand? Let me know. Okay. Why is Foodie cooking in? Well, I messed it up a little bit, but I misspelled a few words, but all right. You got the point. Yeah, but let me know. You folks let me know what you think. Why is, oh, and by the way, everybody, be sure to click on the upper left corner of the chat window. Click where it says top chat and make sure it says live chat so you don't miss any of that live chat from your fellow chatters. So, okay, so Foodie begins by slicing open the bread. Let's see if this bread looks good.
Baguettes go hard very quickly, so you have to put them in the freezer.
Like a real drug addict. She got to make up her drugs in the bathroom, right? She's making her drug of choice. She's got to prepare it. Speaking of drug of choice, I need to get my seltzer. I'm thirsty.
I feel like I'm at Subway.
I'm listening. I'll be right back.
Okay. It's a little dry. I like my bread a little flat. And yes, my hands are clean. You heard me wash them. We have some Palermo butter. I'm gonna go like that.
So the bread's a little bit dry. From my experience, dry
All
bread for
right.
garlic bread is actually good. A little bit drier makes it a
Here's the law. That's
little bit
okay.
crispier. A little bit breaks up a little bit better. Or actually, let me describe it like this. If you use bread that's very fresh, sometimes when you bake it, it'll get a little bit too crunchy. Whereas if you use bread that's a little bit more stale, it'll like kind of crisp up and break apart a little more easily.
Now, I'm only gonna have one meal today.
Yeah, it's not a good looking baguette.
Because I did plan it out.
Yeah,
So spaghetti.
that sounds delicious,
garlic bread
hippie. You're living up to
with
your
some milk
hippie roots
and
in a good
water.
way.
And
Good point, Fiona's mom. And Glitter and Lasers, I mean, I was being a little snarky earlier, but you really cannot see any difference from the plastic surgery. She's had 4 plastic surgeries. How many thousands of dollars? How many months has she spent recovering for no appreciable difference whatsoever? She could have just skipped the surgery and just lied and said she went on a diet and gotten the same results. Probably gotten better results because her body's all messed up now. And actually, all these scars and stuff.
this is garlic powder.
And welcome to anybody I missed coming in. Thank you to all of the wonderful chatters, all the people watching the replay, all the lurkers. You're all very much appreciated. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button if you're enjoying the show. Okay, so Foodie starts off.
Then I'm gonna have dragon.
I'm not going to be too picky. I know that Elizu doesn't like the garlic powder. I don't hate garlic powder. I think it's okay. Yes, fresh garlic's better. But especially if you're mixing it with butter and you're going to bake it, it's not so bad to use a little bit of garlic powder. But one thing I am going to knock her for is the way she just put the butter on and then poured the garlic powder on top. It's really easy to just mix the garlic powder with the butter, and you can get a nice even consistency that way. And then you could spread the garlic powder, because the way she put it on, the garlic is like really clumpy in the middle there. It's going to be way too strong in the middle and like no garlic at all on the edge. So I'm not sure I like that. And then she piles on a ton of cheese, of course.
Fruits.
Because that's Hugie Beauty. What somebody
Maybe
call
a
it?
small-
Foodie Hugie?
Maybe a couple bags of chips, a diet soda with the movie tonight.
Cheesy
That's pretty
Foodie.
much it.
I can't bake very well. That's not don't really know how to do that. Well, here you are. That's a good question. Foodie is not even married, so she's not really a wife. Spoiler. I mean, that's a good question, though. You think somebody who loves food would put more time into making it taste good?
Okay. I'm gonna go put this in the oven.
Thick old layer of butter in there. And it's a thin piece of bread, too. And that's another thing, too. That's a thick layer of butter for such a thin piece of bread. If it was a very thick, right? If it's a thick piece of bread, you got to put a little more butter on there to soak through. But that's not a thick bread. It doesn't need a lot of butter to give it the taste. And then to put the cheese on top. If there was no cheese, you could make an argument for a little bit more butter. But if you're also putting cheese on it, you don't need a lot of butter. If you're making cheese bread, you just put a little bit of garlic butter on there for flavor. You don't put a lot of butter on if you're doing cheese bread. At least I don't think you should. And I'm talking about just by taste. I'm not even talking about health. I just think it tastes better like that.
The church you go to allows real garlic.
Mixing it with baking soda.
I don't know why I don't like big chunks of garlic on my garlic bread. I guess you could make it into a paste, but it's a cheese. It's garlic bread.
I'm sorry about that, but at least
powdered
at least it's
garlic.
tasty, right? Yum.
I gotta bring this back first. I'll be right back.
You got to see it. Here you are. You're gonna get to see the whole meal. It's gonna come out in a minute. All right, let's fast forward now to the rest of the meal. Okay, so now we get to see the meal.
For a long time. It's still bad. Okay.
So she brings out her little toddler tray, her little figure painting tray, and busts out the absolutely massive.
Yes.
Ooh, geez, what is that? That's got to be 1,200 plus calories. Like seriously, that's got to be over. That's well over 1,000 calories. Probably over 1,200. Is it over 1,500? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm going to estimate about 1,200 calories on that. Maybe a little bit more. But we've got 2 pieces of garlic cheese bread loaded with a thick smear of butter on them. And we've got the large serving of pasta with meat sauce. The meat sauce was not too fatty, so that's actually a bit of a win for Foodie. But then she covers it with the cheese. So that just kills it. And the bread kills it. So much carbs. So much carbs.
Having dinner with me, guys. Bang. Hey, clear focus. There's only a bit of milk left. I forgot to get a glass. Oh, I'm so hungry. Chicken sandwich.
Fresh
Hey,
herbs
Saints.
are probably better.
Yes, you should.
I mean, they're usually tastier.
Yum, it looks so good. It's really hot, though.
That works too.
I did put shaky cheese. Yeah, both.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
as long as you
ground beef in the
you
sauce.
figured out a way that works. I mean, you
And,
can probably make anything work, I guess, right?
Oh,
She's not even a wife,
hi,
right?
Mary. The Morinson sauce is good. How come this cheese has no cheese pull?
It's huge.
Suspicious. Really, Nitty?
Still, I mean, I hope she remembered to turn it off.
No.
It looks.
Not really,
Thank you, Capricorn. I was gonna say, after looking at this food, I gotta say, I saw her make it, and there was nothing about the way she made it that was especially bad. Like I didn't see anything that made me say, "Oh, that's disgusting." Like it was just, but it was just so plain and average. Nothing to recommend it. I mean, it's better than what you get in jail, right? It's better than what it's better than what you get like at a school cafeteria. But that's about it. Like this is not what I would call a good home cooked meal. It's not healthy. I mean, it has some nutritional value because there's some lean meat in there, at least with the carbs. But the portion is massive. Tons of fat, tons of salt. And it doesn't look very appetizing. It really doesn't. Just nothing about it looks especially good. Very average at best.
Spaghetti Nicole, same. That's what they served at the church basement, spaghetti milk.
Over 1,200? Yeah, probably.
It's cheddar.
You think it's over too? Maybe.
I'm allergic to vegetables. I like vegetables, but
Yeah, they put the cheddar on everything.
My church basement spaghetti has to be, you know.
Ooh, that guy, is he still around? Or did he take a break? Oh, welcome in, Willie. I don't know if I welcomed you earlier. I think I did. Oh, to find it fresh? Yeah, sometimes finding fresh herbs is tough.
The legs are too high on this tray.
Don't tell her. Foodie puts so many olives on. And you know who else puts on a ton of olives? Amber. The other day I was watching Amber make her meals, and she put on like an entire can of olives.
I'm so hungry, YouTube lover.
Okay, so we're not going to watch Foodie eat this entire meal. We're actually going to cover some other stuff tonight, too. There's so much. Well, I shouldn't say so much, but there is some other really good stuff going on. I've got a clip of
Thank you, Jessica.
Now trashing a laptop. That is absolutely hilarious.
I usually have a Diet Coke. I have a little bit left, but it's kind of warm. But I'm trying not to have too many of them, but because they are addictive. Spaghetti and meatballs is good. Hey,
well, you're not going to have to watch it too much longer, Fiona's mom. I'm about to put on something different to break it up. Let me get the other stuff here. Hold on.
Salah ordered Arabic food.
Oh, hold on a second.
He was really hungry hours ago. And
Is she still really putting on that charade that Salah is home? Is she really trying to pretend that Salah is home? He's not home. He's not there. I take that back. Salah is home. He's home, which means he's not here with you, Foodie. He's not there. I mean, remember when season 1, when he would be there most of the time, even though he wasn't on camera all that often after the falling out with Ale, you would still hear him in the background. You'd hear him coming in through the door. You'd hear him bringing her the food. You'd hear him playing the keyboard sometimes. You'd hear him playing his games. You'd hear him watching something. You would always hear him in the background. Now you never even hear him in the background. He doesn't exist. He just doesn't exist. He's in the chat sometimes.
I said, well.
So let's hear the story she makes up about somebody, because the person in the chat, I remember this. The person in the chat was saying, oh, did you make any spaghetti for Salah? What does she say? Oh, he had Arabic food. Huh? Well, who made it?
I have a little bit left, but it's kind of warm. But I'm trying not to have too many of them, but because they are addictive. Spaghetti and meatballs.
Well, it sounds a little better than what you made here.
Salah ordered Arabic food.
That's what I say, Nirvana. Just try to enjoy a laugh.
Hours ago. And I said, well, I'm not really that hungry yet. And I'm craving homemade.
Okay, so we're supposed to believe that Salah hours ago, Salah was so hungry that he ordered Arabic food, but Foodie wasn't hungry. She wanted to wait for later. She wasn't hungry enough to order anything. So Salah, he got food. He ordered food just for himself because Foodie wasn't hungry. That is the most unbelievable lie she has told in a long time. That's about as believable as what she said Salah got his gallbladder out. It just doesn't. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. I do not believe it. I do not believe it.
Spaghetti.
You a lie, Foodie.
I had to drink milk at dinner. It was mandatory.
So I've heard.
Spaghetti sandwich. Yeah.
I heard he allowed he's like his alternate account, but I guess he blocked them too. Where's the husband?
At 2209.
Yeah, I do agree. I'm gonna bring on Nal in just a minute. Actually, let me bring her on. Thank you for reminding me.
Parmesan cheese.
This video with Nal is absolutely hilarious. It is crazy. It's crazy.
Oh, Mom's spaghetti. Is it good or not? They don't put meat in the spaghetti, do they? I can do a reading. Maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours after this meal? Sure. It's just spaghetti. Like just noodles and sauce? I'm taking metformin and Forxiga.
Oh, so I want to cover the blood sugar thing also real quick. Let me cover that. Let me go ahead. I don't know how the timestamp is though when she does the blood sugar. Let me see if I can find it.
This is really, I love it. The ground beef is from New Zealand.
Was it there?
Bye, Judy.
All right, I'm just gonna spoil it and tell you folks. The blood sugar was 11.
Skyline chili.
I don't know where it is.
I want to
It's
try
somewhere
that.
in here,
It
but I
looks so
don't know
good
where.
in Cincinnati, right?
Oh, she was back in the kitchen. Let's do this
I
real
think
quick.
I saw it
Actually,
on
hold on.
Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. Is that true?
Let's go back in this kitchen real quick. Let's see this. A bug? She's showing us a bug inside the house?
Hello.
What kind of bug is that? A grasshopper?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I like to eat home cooked food generally too.
Ew.
That would make sense.
What do I do with it?
What do you do with it? Well, why don't you eat it, Foodie?
Yeah,
like you
they
do everything
jump
else.
around.
Yeah, it's really not. I mean, compared to
Hi.
Foodie, at least, right? It's not so bad as far as bugs go. I feel bad. It just wants to get away. Is it a moth? Oh, it looks like a mayfly or something.
I don't know. Feed him what? I'm not smashing it.
Foodie, you can't win.
It's plotting your demise.
Showing the bug makes you look dirty. Smashing it makes you look cruel. You can't win.
I don't know. I'll just. Yeah, probably eat it.
I want to see you clean the kitchen. Let's go back. All right, so this is Foodie cleaning the kitchen. She's actually doing chores. Let's look at her kitchen. This kitchen is so darn tiny. There's no space to clean anything. Like, there's not even any space to put your dishes to dry. It looks a little like a moth. It's a lot of beef. I agree.
I need more room.
So here's the water filter that Foodie has. The filter that she has built in. It's probably not too
Figure that out later.
too good. Yeah, water is very precious in the Middle
in the
East. It's a good
container
point, Nutty. It's a
To
desert.
Put the sauce in. Ew.
Good point, Irene. Thank you.
One that has a.
That is such a good point. Foodie always says how much she's scared of bugs and how she's, oh, I'm scared of bugs. I'm girly. I'm scared of bugs. Oh, I need my man. Well, why doesn't she call up her man to come get the bug? Or just to come shoo it away if she doesn't want him to kill it? Or why doesn't she at least tell him about it? I mean, this is just clearly he's not there. He's just clearly not there. I gotta put on some AC. I'll be right back.
This one.
Get a little stuffy watching Foodie's tiny little fart box kitchen. All right, so let's see her put the food away. Let's get a look at the food.
More sauce.
All right, I take it back what I said about this meal. That looks kind of greasy, actually, but not actually. Well, it's not too bad, but it looks a little greasy. And that place is dead silent. Salah is nowhere to be found there.
Got a good amount there.
Yeah, I agree.
Stick that in the.
As a
fridge.
single guy, even I try to keep my kitchen tidier than that. Oh, let me end the poll. If anybody hasn't had a chance to vote yet, be sure to vote in that poll.
I'm just gonna do the dishes, okay?
Because Foodie was cooking garlic bread in the living room, so the question is, why was she doing it?
Okay, Missy Med.
Well, that's a good point. Here you are, and
Oh,
I will add full disclosure. I once had an apartment with a very tiny kitchen, and I had to do stuff like that. I put the microwave on top of the fridge. That was my way to save space. I put the microwave on top of the fridge. because I'm just tall enough to be able to reach it and use it like that. What else did I do? I had a drying rack that I put on top of the sink. So I found like ways to save space. The microwave on top of the fridge, that's a good trick if you're tall enough to do it.
Maybe the bug would like a leaf, but I don't have any.
It doesn't. Thank you, Capricorn. I don't think it opens fully. I think it opens just like a crack.
Uh-oh.
Who put that cabinet there? Like, right? Like, you can't even open it fully. That's a great point. All right, we don't need to watch her wash dishes all night. I'm gonna put on the now clip because the now clip is hilarious. All right, that's gonna be the end of Foodie, at least for the moment. We might go back to her, but I want to watch this now video because it's hilarious. She freaks out. Maybe Elise, you can give us a little background. She got this laptop as a gift in the mail. And let me give a shout out to the channel where I got this video from, HRH.
Well, first, I just wanted to say that this is the Amazon box, okay? That cleaver, that meat cleaver or whatever, fruit cleaver, vegetable cleaver, whatever, came from. You know Amazon. They have their famous sticker. You cannot.
So let me give everybody a little bit of background on now.
This is Amazon.
Naked and Laughing. This lady used to be a beezer. She dates King Cobra, or she wanted to date King Cobra. She acts really crazy. She drinks constantly. She lives with her parents. She fights with her parents. She gets the police called on her. She freaks out on people on the internet. She's a nutcase. And somebody sent her a laptop. And now she is freaking out, and she is convinced this laptop has some bad juju, some bad vibes, some bad mojo. You know, you name it. And she says it has mold, and she's going to destroy it.
Amazon box. Why are they such a long box?
Oh yeah, she was a beezer. I think she tried.
That I
Didn't
received?
she try to Didn't she try to hit on S-Jam? I think she was another one who tried to go out with S-Jam for a while.
But yeah, this is an Amazon box. You see that? Does the class see that?
Does the class see this?
Yes, Miss Teacher, we see that's an Amazon box. What are you getting at? Well, this is the laptop box. Do you see Amazon presented anywhere on the box? Do you see Amazon presented anywhere on that laptop box? I'll wait for you guys to come to an answer. Okay.
Well, by the way, Elisa, I'm sure you know this. Did this laptop come from Jessica Messica?
And also, I'm going to look up the tracking here in a moment. But if you want to do it yourself, there you go. Take a screen grab of the tracking number.
Thank you, Capricorn.
Because not once did I fucking say a fucking obese buffalo pufferfish who gets rid of her 3 cats, abandons her fucking daughters. Not once did I say that came from that fat fucking whore. This is from Canada. Don't be stupid.
Oh, and let me give everybody a trigger warning. Nal has a very foul mouth. She uses a lot of bad language and a lot of like very rude, nasty sayings and phrases. So just hopefully you don't get easily offended.
Bitch. Don't be a fucking dumb bitch when you don't need to be a dumb bitch. But
And profanity warning as well. Anybody, you know, if you have anybody listening who doesn't want to hear that kind of language, you might want to turn it down.
no, you constantly are. So there you go. You got the attention you wanted, you fat fucking whore. Okay? Not once.
If you're watching
did I ever
Foodie.
fucking say anything came from you fat fucking bitch.
Oh,
Not
it
once.
was shipped from Canada,
once.
not from Jessica. Okay.
Now,
So the laptop was shipped from Canada, apparently not from. And Lisa, do you know who sent her this laptop? 'Cause I don't even know who sent it. To
let's
be fair.
move on to my laptop. Detailed tracking. Yes? Okay. Thornhill. And yeah, my laptop is broken and dirty. It's got cat hair all over it. See the tracking number right there? The one I just gave you guys? Do you see that?
Yes.
Thornhill, Ontario, Canada. So unless that fat bitch fucking packed up and moved, yeah, this came from Canada. So try again, fat whore.
All right. This is getting better and better.
Try again, fat whore. So let's see. Let's scroll down. Let's view the travel history.
So she's going to expose the conspiracy here because apparently there's a conspiracy to send her a laptop. I don't know exactly why she's breaking it, but from what I can gather, I believe, this is what I think, that she thinks that the laptop was bugged, that somebody put some software in this laptop to track her and to track what she's doing and to spy on her. So she's not going to fall for that. She's going to delete it.
Let's view that really quick. Came from Scarborough, Ontario. That's where SJam lives. Scarborough, Ontario, Canada. That's where SJam lives.
Maybe from SJam.
Yeah. That's where SJam lives, okay? So that's where the fucking laptop came from. And I'm not done because I've got to show you the mold, okay? I'm not done yet.
Oh, and yes, let's point that out. This is a free gift. Somebody sent her a free laptop in the mail. This is the free laptop that she got as a gift.
So, unfortunately, I do not have the Amazon receipt that the cleaver came in because Terry Cloth's note to me said computer and knife because they spelled knife wrong. Said computer and knife, K-I-F.
Welcome to Sour Cat. Always good to see you. Hopefully you're having a great night as well. Oh, yes. Any one of my mods, if you would be kind enough to put a link to Sour Cat's channel, it would be very much appreciated. Sour Cat is a friend of the channel. It's always good to see you, Sour
with
Cat.
A winky smiley face. And it said, don't do anything I wouldn't do. That's what the note said. I'm sorry I do not have it here to present to the class, but that is what the note said, okay?
Good question.
This is not from Amazon. This is from FedEx. It's from FedEx.
I love this camera angle. The way she's like zooming the camera in and out. Like that's like it's like she's trying to like produce a movie here. Like she's like, do you realize the significance of this being from FedEx? And she zooms it in and out to make sure that we realize.
Do you see that? God. It's from FedEx.
You see that? You see that?
It's from FedEx.
Effing FedEx.
If you can see, I hope you can. Dude, and you see, this is Amazon.
Can you see
the
that?
Difference? Big difference. Huge difference. Huge fuck.
I feel like I'm gonna get motion sickness.
Difference, right? And like I said, you can fucking look up the trekking if you want. It's right fucking there. So, okay, laptop. This is how the box came. It came ripped like this. It already came. The box came damaged with that hole in it. It came just like it was in a plastic
3 hours
bubbler thing. But other than that, no fucking receipt, nothing. Okay. It's got fucking hair stuck in the ports and shit like that. Okay.
So this is a gift she got. It's got hair stuck in the ports, crap like that. She's really and I will say this. Yes, if you, and I'll actually give a piece of advice to anybody in the chat. If anybody ever sends you a gift, electronics, if it's not from somebody who you trust, I strongly encourage you to reformat the hard drive and maybe even take it to a computer hardware store or someplace where they can really double check it, make sure there's no viruses or malware on there, because people will put spyware on there. So Mal is not totally off base. I mean, well, she is, but she's not. I mean, I think she's wrong, but it does happen. So I'll just say it like that.
Let's open it up. Right here, you can see immediately cracked. So they sent me a broken, moldy laptop. Okay.
Look at that crack. Broken. It's a broken laptop. Look at that piece of crap. It's broken. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that crack. Totally broken. Worthless.
Cracked. So they sent me a broken, moldy laptop. Okay.
I think she just threw it on the ground.
And the mold. Look, now, let's see if my camera can get a fucking shot of the mold. Mold.
Moldy Monty.
The fuck do you think that is?
Wow. That's clear. That is encrusted with toxic black mold. Whoever sent that to Nal, what, are you trying to kill her? You're trying to give her a respiratory infection?
Sorry, it does not want to. There you go. Mold. Mold. That is fucking mold.
What do they call that? Toxic, what do they call that? Toxic black mold? Fungilina or something?
What conspiracy? A fat fucking 600-pound cunt that gave up both of her daughters, 3 of her cats, is saying that I said she sent this. So
okay, well, other than the 2 daughters, I thought she was talking about Foodie for a second. 600-pound, gave up her 3 cats. 2 daughters. That's not Foodie.
So I'm proving to you people I did not ever once fucking say, like, where's the proof that I said that? I'll wait. I'll wait for that. And because the person who sent this to me said I called the feds on them. How can I call the feds on you when I don't even know your name, stupid bitch? You're fucking dumb. And then calling me ungrateful for a broken, moldy laptop that they're saying came from Amazon. It didn't come from Amazon. It didn't come from fucking Amazon.
Everybody.
Yeah, thank you. I never said it. I never said that. But that's the words coming out of fat bitch's fucking mouth. Yeah, because SGM lives in Scarborough, Ontario. I'm not a fucking idiot.
All right, so it's about to
Mold.
get real here. This is the intro, the calm before the storm.
Mold.
Mold.
Sorry, my camera does not want to fucking focus. That's mold. Mold. Mold.
Okay, so she's kind of explained now why she's so upset with this thing, with this laptop.
And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if SGM had something to do. And yeah, like I said, the box,
And here's a
it
link
came
to
with
the
that
video,
hole in
by the
it. It
way.
came with that hole at the fucking edge. And when I opened it up, yes, it was in a bubbler. I think it was. I don't know. I have shitty memory. But I did open it in front of someone, and I think it did come in a bubble wrap, but it was still broken. Okay. So yeah, why would I fucking lie, and why would I make some shit up about some fucking 600-pound bitch that fucking flicks her fucking bean to me every night? Like she's got to get attention
Did you
somewhere because
see
her
that?
daddy didn't give it to her. So
Did you see the little hand gesture she did?
trusty scissors.
She's cutting the power cord. She's cutting the power cord up in pieces.
Revert.
She's cutting it into pieces.
God, I'm fucking starving my ass off.
She's completely out of her mind. I think so too.
Okay, see? I'm so ungrateful for moldy broken shit. Yeah, the fuck I am. Absolutely I am. I'm so ungrateful for fucking moldy broken shit.
She usually goes out to like the graveyard and like casts spells at night and stuff.
How is that
Like,
gonna
she's
mess anything up? This is not mine.
She's
is
gonna
not
end up
mine.
in like a crazy place.
Ain't my laptop. I didn't ask for this.
What the hell's wrong with her? What is wrong with her?
I need a better hammer, but I can't find one, so
This is how you
Sorry.
own the trolls, Elizu.
don't have a better hammer.
She needs a better hammer. Well, maybe somebody will send you one. You could break that too. What the hell?
Like that?
Why is she so angry?
There you go.
Oh, no problem, Denise. Welcome in, Jen. Hope you're having a good night.
All right. This hammer sucks. I had a better one, but I don't know where it went. So
Yeah, she can't even hammer correctly.
no, I'm done. It's broken.
That's like a fail. That hammer fail. It's hammer time.
It's broken.
It's broken. Well, now it's broken. Yeah. Start
Broken.
hammer time.
So I don't know what the point of you sending me your shitty fucking moldy laptop was, but
Yeah, you
you
own
know
the
that costs a
trolls
lot of
there
money to
now.
send from fucking Canada to here. You know that costs way too much fucking money for some fucking idiot to send.
Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm not going to watch the whole
Fine.
thing. I'm going to leave you with the link.
Someone's calling me. Give me a second.
But she basically puts it back into
Hello?
the box. I don't know.
Oh, hey, Nathan. Hold on, you guys. I got to put this on mute. Hold on. I'll be right back.
There's not too much more to see on this
Yeah,
one.
I got to hurry up and get off of here in a minute or so because I'm going to have sushi for dinner. So I got to take a shower and get ready.
Okay, so that's pretty much with this. Got to make sure it fits back in the box properly. Okay, and now to close it out tonight, I have something a little bit different, but I think it might be interesting. I talked about doing a true crime segment tonight because I've covered most of the Gorlworld stuff I really wanted to cover. And I have a little bit of a true crime about some YouTube criminals. Criminals on YouTube, a fellow YouTube channel who are criminals. Actual criminals. I'm not just saying that, like actual in jail type criminals. So let me pull up the video here. So there's a channel called No Jumper. And this channel, apparently, they have two guys who are hosts on the channel. They have been arrested for allegedly revealing information about themselves being involved in gang shootouts and all kinds of crimes and things like that. One of them allegedly was snitching on a gang leader for the Rolling 60s Crips in LA. This whole thing is crazy. They're in jail right now. They're calling in from jail. They were hosts on the show. Let me show a clip from the show so you can see what I'm talking about here. Let me go. I lost the channel. Hold on 1 second here. I have a video here from one of the channels from the guys who works on the channel. And here is a video with him describing some of what's going on. So let me share some of this with you because I think this is really interesting. And the show's, I'm rewinding it down. So let me close it out tonight with this.
Baby paperwork proves that Brick Baby.
So one of the names of one of the guys is Brick Baby. He's one of the hosts on the show. He is a gang member, and he on this show has incriminated himself talking about being in a gang multiple times on the show. And this is the TV show this is the stream that he hosts.
Baby is in a whole lot more trouble than I originally thought. See, Brick Baby has court tomorrow where he's pushing for the judge to grant him bond. But the state is against Brick Baby getting bond, and they've released their official response to Brick Baby's bond package. Now, in this document that they released, it is explosive. The state apparently makes it clear, bruh, that they're not done investigating Brick Baby.
So just to make it clear, Brick Baby is a full-time streaming host. If you could go on the channel, No Jumper, you could find him hosting streams 4 or 5 days a week. He's a full-time streamer at this point, and apparently he's a full-time gang member as well.
The only reason Brick Baby is currently in custody is because they feel like Brick Baby is a flight risk. So they want him in jail as they investigate
He's in jail
more
right
crimes. Now. Before we get into this, I just want to say that these...
Oh, let me make this clear. He has not actually I don't think he's been formally charged yet. He's in jail. He's been charged. Or I keep saying he's been charged. I don't know if he's been charged or not. I know that they have some charges that if they've come out, they have some paperwork that's come out. I don't know what he's officially been charged with yet, though. But he's currently sitting in a jail cell along with one of his co-hosts who he had a gun on the show, who he flashed the gun at his co-host. Now they're in a jail cell together. This is going to show you some details.
These are accusations. Brick Baby is innocent until proven guilty. So what I'm about to cover in this document shouldn't be an indictment on Brick Baby's character until Brick Baby go through the court process. But these accusations are...
Oh, and let me give a link to this channel, by the way, so if anybody wants to watch this video, because there's a bunch of videos on this topic. I'm only covering a very little bit of it. This guy here is a host on the channel as well. The guys who are in jail are this guy's co-host. This guy here would co-host the show with those other guys. I mean, the hosts would rotate, but they would all do a show together.
Horrible. The fans will start off by saying they don't believe that Brick Baby deserves bond because Brick Baby is committed to a life of crime. And they will say, even during this entire investigation over the last 2 years, Brick Baby has shown an inability to live a life without crime, even after his initial arrest.
Yes, so that's another thing to point out. Brick Baby 2 years ago, and this is something I think it's very questionable about the justice system, and I don't normally like to get into serious subjects, but I'm going to mention this just very briefly. Brick Baby, from everything we're seeing, 2 years ago, he was arrested for possession of an automatic weapon by a convicted felon. And he has had some pretty serious charges in the past. I don't know exactly, so I don't want to say. But he's had serious violent charges in the past. They found him with a weapon, unregistered. For 2 years, they just kind of let him do his thing. They didn't ever arrested him for it, or they arrested him and they let him go. They never charged him for it. They just let him back on the streets for 2 years. In that time, he threatened multiple people's lives. Who knows if he actually did anything or not. He was hosting this podcast on this channel, meanwhile threatening multiple people's lives after getting arrested and let go. Why are the feds letting this man on the street if they know all that he's doing all this stuff?
So get this, the initial incident that caused the feds to raid Brick Baby's house in 2023, where they located an AK-47 and ammunition, Apparently, the initial incident that put Brick Baby on their radar was when they got Brick Baby on camera in July of 2022, letting off 3 shots in a public business parking lot.
So apparently this recent all stems from 2022. They saw him letting off some shots in a parking lot. They investigated him. They found the gun. Since that time, he's been podcasting for 2 years straight on this No Jumper channel.
Get this. He's letting off 3 shots to ward off people who was trying to rob him. I get a felon being in possession of a fire.
It's like a hip hop podcast. They used to, I mean, they're supposed to be a hip hop podcast, but really they just talk a lot about gangs and crime. They're not really a hip hop, like as far as music.
Firearm is bad and everything, man. But
They don't really
if
cover
this
much
man
music.
warded off armed robbers, people coming to rob him with guns, he can't use a gun to protect himself. Now, I understand felon being in
And this
possession
Johnny
of a
Somali
firearm.
stuff. I really should cover him too. I've looked into him a little bit. That guy sounds awful, doesn't he? Would you folks be interested in me covering him a little bit? Because I could look into him for next week.
But at that point, it's life or death, man. So for them to use this incident to raid his home, to me, is some nasty work. The feds is using 3 bases to deny Brick Baby bond.
All right, I could do that.
1, criminal history. 2, his conduct at No Jumper and what was captured on camera and what was captured in the wiretaps where Brick Baby is admitting to certain things that took place inside of his home.
So if anybody missed that, part of what he's in jail for is what he said on YouTube. So that's part of why I'm covering this. Not just because it's crimes, but because the crimes occurred on YouTube. This is very, I'm a YouTuber. These people are YouTubers. He talked about these crimes on YouTube. He gave like a whole speech talking about, right here, murdering people, threatening to do the same to others on the show, saying that he had a gun and all this kind of stuff. And then he went on another one here the day before his arrest, where he went on a live video sat across from a guy who he had threatened to kill and showed him the handle of his pistol.
Now, for
On
No
YouTube. This all happened on YouTube. You could find all these videos. They're still on YouTube.
Jumper, the feds will say that after law enforcement seized weapons and arrested Brick Baby, he continued undeterred. In March of 2024, Brick Baby...
So let me skip ahead and show you some of the actual video clips. I'm not going to show you the video of him screaming and going crazy because you could... Well, I'll show you a little bit of it. Here's a little bit of the video where he went off and started talking about how he was going to start shooting people and going crazy. This was on YouTube when this video happened. This was all on YouTube.
On that nigga, my real 40s cut.
And they bleep out any of the profanity, but just so you know, he talks pretty harsh. The
These
street
nigga
talk.
68ers though, nigga. On 6-0, and this my homeboy, nigga. On the hood. And whatever me and my homeboy gotta go through, nigga, to clear what we gotta clear, nigga. On 6-0, he gonna always be my homeboy, nigga. It don't matter whatever it is, nigga. But the energy that, nigga, from now on, nigga, keep on running content on my name, nigga. I'm putting Kill Squad in the street.
Putting Kill Squad in the street and making a gun symbol with his hand. I'm not trying to get the guy in trouble, but he has to realize that this doesn't look good.
On 6-0, y'all forgot I had chili, nigga. Nigga, on 6-0, nigga. Go look up, nigga.
And by anybody who's not aware, he keeps saying on 6-0. That's basically saying that's him referencing his gang.
Dead homies, no.
Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much.
So that's him basically talking about how he's threatening to shoot somebody. And here's the other clip that I wanted to show, and then we're probably gonna let it go after this. Here's the other clip. This was also on YouTube.
During the podcast, a day before his arrest.
They definitely.
Here's the part where you see the gun. Here's the clip where you see the weapon. Thank you, Jen. Good question. And here's what we're gonna end it with. Here's like the final clip of the night. Look, he's sitting on the right here. The guy on the left is the guy he has a problem with.
Dictated the stream.
The gummies did their thingy thing. That's a fact.
Yeah.
We had
Look at his shirt.
some good
Right there. And he's doing it intentionally.
fun, good clean fun.
Are y'all noticing the patterns, like the bricks and all this shit look a little different?
This is all live on YouTube. This is crazy. How come he's doing this live on YouTube? This is 2 years after he was arrested with a rifle. I mean, why is he doing this kind of
You
stuff?
really feel like that?
Yeah.
You said Compa was the one that
I hope you're right for his
purposely
sake.
doing this.
And you know something, and in fairness, Jim, I don't know the full story. I'm not gonna say that I know this guy's guilty, but why is he putting all this on YouTube? That's my big point. That's my big point. Even if he was just pulling off a stunt and just trying to look tough, why is he putting himself at risk for all this for YouTube views, right? This is YouTube views. That's what's crazy to me. These guys are in jail right now, and whether they belong in there or not is a different story. I'm not even going to get into whether they deserve to be there or not. That's beyond my knowledge. I don't know that. But I do know this, that putting that kind of stuff onto YouTube for views, I think that's silly. I think that you're putting yourself at risk of getting in trouble. And if it is fake and it's just for views, you're taking a big risk for views. So I just wanted to point that out there as some of my fellow YouTubers. I just think that's very irresponsible. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't really know much else. But from what we're seeing, that's just so dangerous, you know, right? To put that stuff out on YouTube. If it's not true, it's even more silly to put it out, right? Okay, so with that, I think I'm going to leave you folks for the night. I'm going to put on a little bit of a music to let you go. Hopefully that wasn't anything too shocking or upsetting. I think you folks can handle it, though. You've been a fantastic audience. I appreciate you. And I hope to see you again next week. Oh, thank you so much, Jim. I will look into them. I'm going to look into Johnny Somali and Vitaly for next week. Yeah, have a good night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. Good night, Tucker and friends. Good night, Denise, Capricorn, Jim, Susie Q, Nutty, Nirvana, Hippieista. You folks are awesome. All right, I think that's basically everybody. So yeah, you all have a wonderful evening. I hope you all have a lot of fun. Enjoy yourselves. And if you go on YouTube and you're in a gang, don't tell anybody. Like, that's my advice to you. Like, if you're in a gang, keep that a secret. Don't tell me, because I don't want to get in trouble. Save the nation. Good to see you. Hey, hope you have a great night too. Hope everything's good on your end. But yes, I'm about to sign off. But always a pleasure. Save the nation. Have a wonderful evening. Tucker and friends. Good night. Good night. Good night, Jim J. All right, everybody. Stay out of trouble. Good night.